Hey, hello. In this video, we're going to learn how to connect a data source, like a data table like this, into a graph. We're going to connect a graph like this graph right here. I'm going to make it like this, excuse me, like this, or maybe like this. It's always nice to have a graph like this because it's easy and nice to read. Alright, so let's connect this data source to a chart. Okay, to do that, we're going to go to charts. We're going to select the chart that we wanted. So in this case, we're going to choose this one. This is a regular size that Excel always generates for you. You can reshape this one and make it in a size that you want it, make it smaller or bigger. In this demo, I think this size will be just fine. So now this is ready to connect. This is ready to connect to the data source. To do that, you select the chart and then you right click. When you say right click, you select data. Click that. This dialog box shows up. In this dialog box, I want you to look at the empty fields. We have everything is empty. Here it is empty. Here you have an empty box, empty boxes. All of these are empty. When we pull the data from the data source, all of these fields will be filled by the data that we are pulling from the data source. Okay, so now we are ready to connect it. To do that, we simply go and click here where it says data source. Data range. That icon, click that. And when I click that, pay attention what happens to this dialog box. It's going to get smaller. See that? So it gets smaller. Now we are ready to connect this graph right here to the data source. So let's locate the data source. Data source is on a different sheet here where it says data January. You click that. You locate the table that you want to do it. This is the table we're looking for. You can click the top row or the top column for the table. Click that, and then you can use shift and arrows to highlight the entire table. When we do that, then we have two options. We can go back and click here where it says data source dialog box. You can click that, or you can simply say enter from your keyboard, whichever is easy for you. So click. Alright, so the dialog box pops up again. Look at here, all the fields that were empty before, now they are filled. This is full. Here you've got some name here. We got all of these are full. All we need to do now, say OK, and we're done. Boom, it's connected. Okay, so you can make it a little bit more nicer and edit here the name, saying by reason, turnover by reason. You can get rid of this one. You can also get rid of these, y-axis stuff. You can get rid of that. So the table is nice and good for us right now. But we don't see the numbers. The charts, some of them are taller, taller than the other ones. We don't know the data. There is no data label here. And if you look at the data source, we have numbers here. We need to show these numbers on the graph, right? To do that, we simply right-click on the graph and say Add Data Labels. When you do that, boom, the numbers are on the data label. Okay, if we want to make sure that when we change the data from the data source, if that data changes, the graph has to change too. So to double check that, let's change the data source. This table is connected to this one, so this is the data input table. Let's say that was no call no show was 1, right? Let's make it 11 people maybe. The second one was 2, better job growth. We can make that one maybe, I don't know, 8. This one we can relocating, we can make it like maybe 5. Attendance, we can keep it maybe 2, but maybe family circumstances, we can make that one for 7. And once we change the data input, you see that this is generated here, so it's changing here as well. Let's see what happens in our graph. See, numbers are changing. Get? So the graph changes. Once we change that one, it changes everything. Okay? Hope that helps. Thank you. Bye.